Don't you just hate when you go out and you spend all kinds of money buying a beautiful piece of meat and you smoke it and it turns out dry? Well, today we're going to show you how to make the most moist, juicy brisket every single time. Today we're addressing that age-old problem of brisket flats drying out when they're smoked low and slow. To understand what we're dealing with, let's start with the brisket. There are two parts to a brisket: the flat, or first cut, and the point, also known as the second cut. The point is known to be much more heavily marbled than the flat, so it's automatically going to be more moist. The flat, on the other hand, not so much marbling. This is known to be much leaner end of the brisket. Therefore, less fat will translate into less moisture in our final product. The only logical answer? Beer. What better liquid to add than the one beverage that you'll find at any barbecue anywhere? It's going to keep our brisket flat moist and protect it from the heat while it's cooking. Now, I learned this from Chicago area pitmaster Phil Wingo. Phil Wingo owns a thing called Pork Mafia up there. He teaches barbecue all over the world. I got to cook with him once and he did this and I was blown away and intrigued, to say the least. Still not sure about this? That's okay. Let's get right into this and you can see what I'm talking about. There's very little prep to be done on a flat, actually. So we're gonna take the silver skin off the top, and as far as the fat cap on the bottom, we're gonna leave it the same, about 1/4 inch, as we do a whole entire brisket. A good way that you can save yourself a lot of money is to buy a whole brisket, okay? When I was shopping these, I went to go buy just a brisket flat. We're cooking a brisket flat today. But guess what? The brisket flat was $9.99 a pound. Just the brisket flat was $9.99 a pound. You know why? You're paying somebody else to do all this butcher work for you. Well, if you just want to use a little bit of knife skills, very little, okay, buy the whole thing. Buy a whole pack of brisket. It was $3.99 a pound on sale for a prime this week. So I got a whole prime brisket for $3.99. I got the other point that I'm gonna do something else with, but I got this here flat that we're gonna give a beer bath to and make it absolutely delicious today. So I'm excited, and there's your little brisket pro tip of the day. Now, we are all trimmed up. Time for our next part. You can use a binder if you want to. You don't have to. I like to use W sauce as a binder. It's America's Worcestershire. But the beautiful part is that ever since I started using this as a binder, my family said it's the tastiest briskets that I've ever made. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using this, okay, a binder is just gonna help to have the rub stick a little bit more. We're gonna stick with a real simple rub on this, okay? It's basically a mix of 50-50 kosher salt and a coarse ground black pepper. We're gonna give it a nice solid coat. We want the whole thing coated, all right? Now we're gonna simply flip it over and do the same to the other side. To the refrigerator! All right, so the reason I put that in the refrigerator to rest while we light the grill is because I like to put a cold brisket on there. I just hope it thinks that, I think it helps everything adhere to it better. I think it helps make a better smoke ring. So let's go ahead and get this grill lit up. As you can see, we have a lot of charcoal left in here from a previous cook. We're gonna reuse this stuff. First thing we're gonna do, pull the blazer ball out because we reuse these over and over and over. We're gonna take our kick-ass basket and just shake the old ash. What this does, it gets all the small pieces and all the ash down into the bottom so we can easily clean it out. And once it's burning good, just dump it in and cover it up with charcoal. What I love about FOGO, all natural, and is super premium, has huge chunks in it, okay? I'm just reaching in and grabbing chunks out of here that they're just huge, okay? So when you have big chunks like this, it's made for low and slow. It's all natural, and it's a nice mellow wood. So Texas style means post oak, okay? These things are amazing. It's what every barbecue place in Texas makes their briskets with. So I'm gonna rip her open and grab some of these. They're beautiful, dense, hardwood chunks that I throw on the floor. I say we go with 3 for today. All right, we got our smoke chunks going. Our charcoal is lit, so we're gonna add this in, let it heat up with the grill. All right, kiddies, here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for. We're right at 250 degrees. Perfect for what I was looking for, okay? Got that nice blue smoke going because you know we need to get that blue smoke. All we do now, take our gorgeously seasoned brisket flat and stick it right in the center, okay? Don't let it overhang the convector. We don't want the direct heat hitting it. We just want to set it on there right in the middle so that everything is covered. I got my convector covered in foil so that it doesn't ruin that. We are in good shape. Now, because I love you guys so much, I got up super early this morning and put a different brisket flat on at 7 o'clock this morning, all right? This sucker is right at 170 degrees. Look at that baby, okay? Beautiful, got gorgeous bark on it. The bottom is protected by that fat caps because we went fat cap down. So all we do now, place it in a pan, and make sure that your pan is appropriate for the size of your grill. I pre-measured, made sure this is gonna fit on my large grill. Some of the pans may be too big. Now I'm gonna take this one and just rotate it into the rotation here. I'll save that for later, okay? Really simple. All we have to do now is take our 2 beers and pour it in. We want it about halfway covered, 1/4 to halfway covered with beer. We don't want the whole thing drowned in beer, just enough to cover it up nicely. And here we go, folks. I'm so excited. All right, the one last thing I want to talk about is that I do want to go to our regular brisket temperatures of 203. I'm going to take our meter thermometer here and insert it into the thickest part of the flat, making sure the point is right in the middle of the meat. Okay, and she's ready to go. Now, when I talk about the pan fitting, I won't lie. I had to bend up the edges just a little bit to make it fit in the large, so it did actually work out perfectly. So we're gonna let this go to 203. All right, kitty kids, well, guess what? We are 8 hours in and our brisket has hit 203. Yeah, oh, look at that. Wow, it's amazing how much of that beer has actually dissolved. Take a look at this baby. First of all, a flat to bend like that, that's a beautiful thing, okay? That's what we're looking for. Now, just because we did it a little bit differently doesn't mean we don't have to skip steps. We're gonna go ahead, put this in our cambro to do what? That's right, to rest. So I've already got a pan in here. We're gonna put it in. I'm gonna take my brisket flat, I'll set it right in. Oh, it's so nice and tender already. So set it in here for at least 1 hour. Today is gonna be 1 hour, I can tell you that. Might even be 45 minutes, just for the sake of filming, all right? But you wanna let your brisket rest for at least 1 hour, because what happens then is that while it's cooking, all those muscles and fibers inside are contracting and expanding, contracting and expanding. Well, when it rests, everything goes back into place, right where it belongs. All the juices reabsorb everything. It makes it for a much more tender brisket. So don't forget, as important as it is to season your meat, it's just as important to rest your meat. All right, kids, she's out of the cambro now. She's ready to go. We let it rest for about an hour, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit less. Don't tell anybody, okay? It smells so freaking good. We wanted to dive right into this. So I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna go ahead and get to slicing this thing so you can see just how beautiful this beer braised brisket is. All right, guys, time for my taste. Oh my goodness. There is a reason that Phil Wingo is the absolute pitmaster that he is. This is absolutely fantastic. The beer, you know, it doesn't add this strong beer flavor, but you get a little hint of the beer. But what's nice is it soaks up a lot of that moisture from the beer, pulls it up into the brisket and keeps it moist throughout the whole thing. This is a brisket flat, almost no marbling at all. And it's absolutely beautiful, it's tender. I mean, look at this. Come on, bend test? Come on, what are you kidding me here? Look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. That's exactly what brisket's supposed to be. So if you like what you saw here and you think that might be good for you, subscribe to our channel. Come join the FOGO family, all right? We make lots of videos. We release one every week, and we want to show you how to barbecue the right way with FOGO, so stick with us, okay? Not only that, give us a thumbs up on the video. Leave us a comment down below. We want to hear what you're thinking, okay? What's your favorite barbecue? Have you ever made a beer braised biscuit? Are you going to make a beer braised biscuit? That's all I've got for you guys. Thanks to Phil Wingo for showing me how to do this. Thanks for Shiner Bach for adding the flavor to our brisket. And thank you for tuning in. So remember to get out and grill, and I'll see you the next time on the FOGO Life. Captain Ron, out.